The vanishing of Anjikuni Lake, a mystery lost in time. On November 26, 1930, the front page of the Maideen Daily Journal in Canada carried a terrifying headline, "Village of the Dead." The article sent a shockwave through the nation, leaving readers chilled to the bone. It detailed the complete disappearance of an entire Eskimo, Inuit, village near Anjikuni Lake, a remote and desolate region in northern Canada. What made this event even more terrifying was that not a single trace of the people was ever found. No bodies, no footprints, no signs of a struggle. It was as if they had simply vanished into thin air. A lone hunter's discovery. It was a bitterly cold November evening when Joe LaBelle, a seasoned fur trapper and hunter, found himself making his way toward a small settlement he had visited many times before. Nestled along the shores of Anjikuni Lake, this Eskimo village was home to about 100 to 150 people who thrived off the land, fishing and hunting to sustain their isolated existence. LaBelle had been traveling through the wilderness all day, his breath crystallizing in the freezing air. As darkness settled over the vast, unbroken expanse of snow and ice, he was relieved at the thought of reaching the village where he knew he would be welcomed with open arms. The Eskimos were known for their hospitality, often offering travelers shelter and warmth. But something felt wrong. As he approached the village, expecting to see smoke curling from chimneys and hear the distant barking of sled dogs, he was met instead with an eerie silence. The kind of silence that felt unnatural. The kind of silence that makes your hair stand on end. A village frozen in time. With an uneasy feeling settling in his chest, LaBelle quickened his pace, his boots crunching against the snow. As he neared the settlement, he saw that smoke was still rising from some chimneys, a sign that fires had been burning not long ago. But where were the villagers? His unease deepened when he stepped into the first dwelling. Inside, he found a pot of stew sitting over smoldering embers, its contents completely burned. A half-eaten meal was left untouched on a wooden plate. A pair of sealskin boots rested beside a sleeping cot, as if someone had taken them off moments before. But there was no one inside. LaBelle checked another hut. Empty. Another. Empty. Every single dwelling was abandoned, yet it seemed as though the people had only just stepped away. In one hut, a needle was still threaded, halfway through the stitching of a thick fur coat. The thread dangled, swaying slightly in the draft. It was as if the seamstress had paused mid-stitch, only to disappear forever. And then LaBelle made an even more horrifying discovery. The sled dogs and the mysterious grave. Outside, a row of sled dogs lay frozen to death, still tethered to their posts. Their bodies were stiff, but their bowls were full of food. It wasn't starvation that killed them. It was as if they had simply been left behind to freeze in the brutal cold. Even stranger, LaBelle found a single grave, freshly dug into the hard, frozen earth. But there was no body inside. Who had dug the grave? Who was it meant for? Asterisk, asterisk, and if the village had vanished, why was there no sign of struggle, no footprints leading away from the site? Now filled with dread, LaBelle knew something unexplainable had occurred. He didn't wait to find out what. The investigation begins. Joe LaBelle wasted no time. He hurried to the nearest telegraph office and sent an urgent message to the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP. When the RCMP officers arrived, they found everything exactly as LaBelle had described. Not a single human being was left in the village. No blood, no bodies, no footprints leading in or out. Asterisk, asterisk. They conducted a thorough search of the surrounding area, fearing that the villagers had been attacked and either fled or been murdered. But there was no evidence of violence. The police checked the lake. Asterisk, asterisk, the ice was unbroken, asterisk, asterisk, proving that they hadn't drowned. The canoes were still on shore, indicating that no one had fled across the water. Then came the most chilling realization. There were no footprints in the fresh snow, not even those of the villagers leaving the settlement. LaBelle's were the only footprints visible. Theories and explanations. Over the years, many theories have been proposed to explain what happened at Anjikuni Lake. Mass disappearance due to supernatural forces. Some locals believe that the villagers were taken by spirits or some unknown supernatural force. The Inuit people have long spoken of mysterious creatures that dwell in the cold, dark wilderness. Some claim the village was cursed, its people snatched away by an entity beyond human comprehension. Alien abduction. In 1984, two researchers, Roger Bohr and Nigel Blundell, published a theory linking the disappearance to extraterrestrials. According to their research, a hunter and his sons had seen unidentified flying objects, UFOs, hovering over the lake, moving in strange patterns before disappearing toward the village. Some believe that the entire population was abducted by aliens, leaving behind only the chilling remnants of their last moments on Earth. Mass suicide or tribal conflict. Another theory suggests that the villagers may have collectively vanished due to mass suicide, though there is no evidence to support this. Others argue that they may have been kidnapped by another tribe, but this does not explain why they left without taking their belongings, their weapons, or even their food. Government cover-up. Some conspiracy theorists believe that the government covered up the disappearance for unknown reasons. They claim that the RCMP's sudden closure of the case was suspicious, leading some to speculate that something much darker had been discovered, something the authorities wanted to keep secret. The case remains unsolved. Nearly a century later, the disappearance of the Anjikuni Lake Village remains one of Canada's greatest mysteries. What happened to those men, women, and children on that fateful night in 1930? Did they fall victim to a force beyond our understanding? Were they taken by something or someone that left no trace? The answers remain lost in time. What do you think happened to the people of Anjikuni Lake? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more chilling mysteries.